Hello, crafty friends. It's Jessica here, and welcome back to Jessie Kate Creates. In today's video, we are jumping right into a little project share. If you remember, in the last video, I made this adorable card with these elves on it, and I told you I'm in love with these elves, and I truly am, so I've made another card with them. So, here's the card. Drum roll, please. Dun dun da da! It is this adorable, clean and simple elf themed Christmas card. So happy with how this card turned out. So let's go through everything I used to make it. Of course, we're going to start with these elves once again. So these elves are from the Santa's Elves die set from Spellbinders. This die set was gifted to me. Anytime you see this little green thing, it means this was a gifted item. So thanks to Spellbinders for gifting me this. But this cuts out 2 elves and then some cute little accessories for the elves as well. It's a nice, fun, detailed set. So I went ahead and cut out the elves. Now for the last card, it had a pastel color scheme. For this one, I wanted it to be traditional Christmas. So for the colors that I used on this card, I wanted to stick with very traditional, bright Christmas colors. So, and this is all ColorWheel cardstock. For the red, I used Poppy. For the green, I used Rainforest. And I think these 2 colors together make such a fun, bright, classic Christmas combination. For the black of their mitts and their boots and their hair, I used Raven, which is just a nice classic black cardstock. For the skin tone on this one, I used Truffle, which is kind of a cooler tone brown. And I just want to show you the difference. On the last card, I used Cinnamon. And so you can see here, they're both nice browns. Cinnamon on this card is more of a warm, orangey toned brown. Whereas, like I said, Truffle is more of a deeper, cooler tone. I think they both work great for brown skin tones, but I just wanted to use something different on this card, so I went with Truffle. And now next, for their little cheeks on this card, I used Tutu. And I just want to be really real here for a moment, you guys. When you are making characters with darker skin tones, I'd encourage you to use darker pinks for like their accents on their cheeks or in their mouths or something like that. So let me show you what I mean really quick. I'm going to pull out my little swatch chart for the ColorWheel cardstocks just to make this easier. If you are making a character with like alabaster or maybe even fawn, you can get away with using some of these lighter, softer pinks. It's still going to look really well. But once you start moving to deeper, darker colors like cinnamon or truffle, you're going to want to use pinks. I think even orchid could work, but you're going to want to use pinks or corals that are just a little bit deeper and darker. You can use these and they'll work fine. I think the darker colors just look a little better because even though these are paper characters, for lack of a better word, I still don't want them to look ashy. I want them to look glowy and moisturized. So I went with Tutu, and I think that worked really well. I'll also show you on the last card. On this one for cinnamon, I believed I used Dahlia, which you can see again is a darker pink. I think it just works really well with deeper skin tones to use those deeper pinks. So that's just a little tip for you guys. For some accents on the card for their belts, I did use the Mirror Gold cardstock. And then for the background and for the sub-sentiment, I used classic white cardstock just to keep everything really clean and simple. I will also say I did pull out some sparkly glitter white cardstock from my stash for the trimming of their outfits and also for the background of the sentiment. So speaking of the sentiment, let's jump into what I used for that. I used this new stamp and die cutting set from Spellbinders called Merry Sentiments. This was gifted to me, so thank you Spellbinders for sending this over. But the way this set works, you get one stamp. All of these sentiments are attached together. You stamp this one time, and then it also comes with dies that you use to cut out all these words. So the way it works, you stamp this one time, You cut this one time and you get all of these separate sentiments. And you can see I have some of my leftovers in a little baggie here. At first I thought I wanted the sub-sentiment to be green, but ultimately I decided to go with a gold sentiment. So let me show you that up close really quick, because y'all know I love gold embossing on a card, so I had to go that way for the sentiment, especially since I already had some gold in their belts. Now, the other thing I really like about this Merry Sentiments set is that it also cuts out the word merry. So it cuts out the word and cuts out 2 shadow dies. Now the word merry cuts out as one single die. So you don't have to piece the word together. I'm more likely to use a word die when it's like this and I don't have to worry about spacing all the letters separately and they're just all connected together. So I really like that. And then you have your 2 shadow dies. This is what the word merry looks like with one, just the first layer of the shadow die. But on this card, I decided to use both layers. So I cut merry out of poppy. I cut the first shadow out of Rainforest, and I cut the third shadow out of that glitter cardstock. Again, I tried to use all the colors multiple times on the card so it all tied together really well. And I did go ahead and pop up both the sentiment and also the elves on a layer of foam tape, because y'all know I love some dimension on a card. And yeah, I think that looks really good. Now for the background on this card, I wanted it to be super clean and simple, so I kept it white, but y'all know I love some dimension on a card, interest even on a simple background, so I pulled out an embossing folder. This is the Dazzling Dots embossing folder. I've had this in my stash for a minute, and I really like it. It just adds a nice subtle interest to the background of a card, and it's a nice, pretty geometric pattern that I think can work for a lot of different holidays and occasions. So I used it here on the background of the card, and I don't think I've mentioned it, but this is a 5x7 card, so it's a nice big Christmas card. Now, once I had everything put down, I thought it looked really good, but it just needed a little something extra, so I decided to add some gold gems to the card for some extra sparkle, because after all, this is the holidays. So I went with some Color Essential Gems. Y'all know I love the opal mix, but sometimes you need other colors. So this is the gold mix, and I went with these kind of clear gold ones versus the antique ones. I just love the way these look, so shiny and pretty. So I added quite a few of them to the card, just kind of following the way your eye was already kind of moving across the card from the top left to the bottom right corner. I just added my gems so they followed that movement across the card. I love the sparkle and I love the way that turned out. For the inside of this card, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I haven't fully finished it. So I took a leftover strip of the embossed background and I added it to the bottom, but I haven't actually permanently adhered this panel into the card yet. I just have it tacked down with a little bit of glue. And that's because I'm considering adding a sentiment here, but I'm not really sure if I want to do that yet. So I'm giving myself the opportunity. If I change my mind, I can always go back in, stamp a sentiment, and then fully adhere this down. But for now, this way I don't lose this piece for the inside of the card. There we go. Now I did decide to do a matching envelope for this card. This is a red envelope that I purchased from clearbags.com. I purchased these maybe a year or two ago. If they still have these, I will link them in the description box below the video, along with everything else I've used here so far. But to make this matching envelope, I kept it really simple, and I just embossed the flap of the envelope with this same embossing folder. And I think that's a simple way to kind of tie everything together. I was really happy with how that turned out. So there you have it. That is the final card. If you liked this video, you guys, please do me a huge favor. Give this video a thumbs up. That helps me so much with the YouTube algorithm. It helps other people to find me and join our crafty community here. And if you like this video and you want to see all the videos I put out, then subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell so that you get notified when I post new videos. I will tell you, I have made another card with these elves because I like them so much. And I also am kicking around an idea for how I want to feature this Merry sentiment on another card too. So if you want to see that, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video gives you some inspiration for your own craft room, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye!